What's up? Welcome back to another video on Free Will Photos. And today is actually going to be a relatively quick video because I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that between now and December 31st, ON1 is having a sale on their software. So I wanted to kind of share that with you, talk through some things. So if you were kind of on the fence about picking it up, then you can do so right now and save yourself a little bit of money. So let's jump into the computer and take a look here. So this is the ON1 website, and you can access this by going to the link down in the description box below. I will note it is an affiliate link, and I do make a small commission off of everyone who purchases through that link. Now, you can see at the time of recording, we got 3 days and 14 hours left on this deal. And this is actually a pretty good deal if you are looking to get ON1 Photo Raw. And the reason why I say that is because essentially you're getting an entire bundle that ON1 is valuing at $219, but you're only going to pay $50 for it. That is essentially a steal for the amount of money that you are going to save with the resources that you're going to get when you purchase ON1 Photo Raw. But even the editing software by itself costs more than just $50. So even if they didn't bundle this with the other items, which we're going to go through, even if they didn't bundle it with those other items, getting the software for $50 by itself is well worth it. So, but I do want to make it clear that the version of ON1 that you're getting is not the max version. And the difference between the max version and the non-max version is the max version allows you to use ON1 as a plugin with other software. So if you use Photoshop, Affinity Photo, Capture One, even Apple Photos, if you use those programs and you want to be able to use ON1 as a plugin, then you're going to want the max version, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But if you don't care to use ON1 as a plugin, then you can use ON1 standalone and you're good to go. That's the version that is for $50 here. So let's jump back into the computer and continue looking at this. All right, so what do you get? You get for a one-time payment. You pay $50 between now and the 31st, pay $50. You get the software. You pay that one time. You have the software for the rest of your life. It's a perpetual lifetime license. All right. And with that, you get updates to this current version. So the 2025 version of ON1, you will receive updates until they stop updating the 2025 version. And that's usually when the 2026 version comes out, or future versions come out, but you'll still have access to the 2025 version. All right. And this allows you to install it onto 2 computers. All right. That's pretty straightforward. I kind of just read all of this verbatim off the website here. Now, if you want to pick up the Photo Raw Max version, that's the one that I was talking about with the plugins, then you just click this link right here and you can see once it loads through that is also 50% off. You still get all of the bonuses that are coming in the other package, so I'm not going to talk about it, but the only difference is you can now use it as a plugin in those other programs. All right, and that's for an extra $50. So the max version, they're selling that for $99. All right, now I'm not going to go over the subscription, but if you want to subscribe, you can definitely click this button right here, and then you can see what their pricing is for subscribing. I know a lot of people are not fans of subscription models anymore, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about that. But here we go. What's included in this pack? And you can see it's pretty concise, but there's some really cool tools here. You get ON1 Photo Raw 2025, so I definitely recommend that you stay tuned. I have a review coming out with my thoughts on ON1 Photo Raw 2025. It's not ready yet. In fact, I came across this deal as I was working on the content for that video. But bottom line, spoiler alert, I do recommend ON1 Photo Raw 2025. Anytime someone says, hey, what photo editing application should I pick up? I always say, have you heard about ON1? And then if they say nope, then I go down a whole list of reasons why. That's going to be covered in the video. But I do recommend ON1 Photo Raw 2025. All right. Just like I'm recommending it here. And I'm not paid by ON1 to tell people that they need to get ON1 Photo Raw, right? I am a user of the software and have been a user of the software for many years. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a very long time. When I switched from Lightroom to the standalone version of ON1 Photo Raw, I think it was like 2020 or 21, one of those two. Not entirely sure. All right. But 2025 version, I think it's a phenomenal release and I really enjoy working in it. Again, video to come on that. But here's the deal. What do you get inside of this deal? So you get the ON1 2025 Creative Pack. Now, this may or may not be exciting for some of you, but for me, as a digital artist and creator, the way that I like to work with my images, the way that I like to just edit my photos, I enjoy having assets that I can include into my creative visions. All right. And you get a lot of stuff stuff. Like, again, this is all for $50. All right. So you're getting the editing software, which by itself costs more than $50. And then ON1 is giving you their creative pack. Sorry, I keep scrolling all over the screen, but hopefully you're staying with me. The creative pack by itself, or, in addition to the software, I think is a huge bonus. All right. I'm not going to read this to you. Just know that it's digital assets that you can use on your images and just get creative styles really quick. And I think that that's phenomenal for new users to the software, especially if you're migrating from, let's say, Lightroom, where you've invested a lot into presets, or maybe you're moving from Photoshop, where you invested a lot into digital assets. A lot of those digital assets that you use in Photoshop can also be used inside of ON1, like your brushes, like the shape brushes. Let me be very specific. The shape brushes. If it is a Photoshop brush, whatever that extension is, you can import those into ON1 and use those as a brush in ON1. Like, I can't say enough good things about the software, but that's, again, creative pack. We got that. Then we have the ON1 2025 Essentials Kit. Now, this kit, it gives you a lot of the stuff that you really need, right? It says get up and running fast and maximize your ON1 editing experience. This kit includes the best practice workflow guide, which this is talking about your education, learning how to start using a software from day one as soon as you install it. Because for a lot of people that I have talked to recently that have migrated from other software into ON1 Photo Raw, they've always said, like, Chris, there's so much information inside of this one program and I'm overwhelmed. Where do I start? Well, if you get the practices workflow guide, you can definitely get a starting point and just work through that. Learn what other people are doing when they first open the application and start working with their images. You get a user guide, which I believe this is a more in-depth user guide than the user manual. Again, a guide is something that's helping you through, like, explaining in more detail about the software, where a manual just gives you kind of the technical upfront answer. So, if you can cipher through that, then great. I read all of my user manuals. I'm one of those people, but I know a lot of people don't. So I think that the detailed user guide will definitely be helpful for those who are just coming to ON1 Photo Raw. You get the most popular keyboard shortcuts, which keyboard shortcuts, they've been in ON1 for a very long time, but you can edit keyboard shortcuts and make them whatever you want them to be for a majority of the features and tools inside of ON1 Photo Raw. And that is super powerful. Getting a list of those keyboard shortcuts just to get you, like, jump started, I can't say enough good things about that. Like, you definitely want something like that. And I'm sorry if I sound like super salesy. I'm just really excited that there's an opportunity for people to jump into this software that I use and I love so much. Like, I really do mean this. And again, I'm just being who I am. Every day, every time that I edit a photo, in my personal work at least, I'm always using ON1 Photo Raw. All right. ON1 Photo Raw is where I start, and that's where I usually finish everything, because I can do 90 to 95% of what I want to do inside of that software, even though I have a ton of other software available to me. So super exciting. All right. And then you get some videos or you get a video course of getting started. So again, this is geared towards people who are saying, hey, I just got a camera for Christmas maybe, right? And I want to be able to edit my photos. Here's a great software for a really affordable price that is extremely competitive across the market, especially with the fully featured pack software that you are getting. And then of course you get presets, and everyone feels some type of way about presets. I personally think that they're amazing. I can't speak to these particular presets, but I do believe that presets are amazing, primarily because they allow us to get something started really fast without having to sit there and guess, like, okay, what filter do I want to do? And how do I want to modify that filter? The presets just throw those filters on there for you. And inside of ON1, if you're coming from Lightroom, ON1 does edit a little bit differently. All right. You are separated by the develop module, the local adjustments module, which would be like masking inside of Lightroom. And then you have your effects module, which is where a lot of the creative workflow happens, right? Many photographers, all they really need is the develop module, and then maybe local adjustments if they really want to, like, specialize the light or hone in the tones in their images. But for those of us who want to do something a little bit more creative and get artistic with our images, then that's where the effects module is, like, my favorite place to just explore, experiment, and have fun with my photos. I know I went on a little bit of a rant there, but ON1 is at a amazing sale right now. And I would have been remiss if I did not share this with you. So go ahead, check out the link down below so you can come over and get this software. Now, for those of you who know that I have a coupon code, FreeWillPhotos20, it does not work when there are sales like this going on. But honestly, if you were to get an additional discount on top of this, they might as well just be giving the software away for free. And that's just not fair or good for business, right? So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a fantastic piece of editing software, ON1 Photo Raw 2025 is great. And they also have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you get it and you're like, you know what, I don't like this, I can't really edit in it, and you've tried, like you truly tried to use the software, in 30 days, send them a note, say, hey, I'm not feeling this software, let me have my money back. And you know, you can go through that process. Not sure how that all works out. I've personally never had to ask them for my money back because I have really just enjoyed using the software. So hopefully you found some value in this content. If you did, smash the like button. If you know someone who is looking to purchase ON1 or any photo editing software, please share this video with them, because this deal is amazing and it needs to be like broadcasted. So I just ask that you share this information. And you know, regardless of if you send them this video or if you just tell them like, hey, ON1's having a great deal, you should go to that website and download some software, then this is the one that you want to send them to. Until the next time, I want you guys to stay inspired and keep creating. Peace.